The battlefield fades into silence as pink system notifications flood the screen with EXP increased, confirming that while Nico massacres the half-orc camp, every kill funnels directly to Harem. Without lifting a finger, he levels up repeatedly and reaches level 25, unlocking a new skill. The system displays Night Affinity with a bat emblem, granting him 30% increased movement speed in darkness, while causing his attacks to inflict hemorrhagia, a bleeding effect. Harem smiles under his high collar, red eyes gleaming as he embraces the fact that he has truly become what he looks like, a real vampire. When the dust settles, Nico stands atop the defeated male half-orcs, the system confirming 178 kills while 30 females were captured alive according to his orders. The surviving women kneel bound in glowing pink restraints. Harem calmly instructs Nico to transport them back and petrify them for preservation. Though their appearance makes him hesitate briefly, he reasons that they satisfy the system's requirement for daily missions and could sustain him for an entire month. Suddenly, one muscular female half-orc breaks free, green aura flaring as she charges. Harem remains calm and activates Crimson Flash, vanishing in a blur of red and reappearing behind her instantly. The daily mission completes as he extracts what he needs, earning a permanent strength increase while the threat is neutralized just as quickly as it began. After securing the area, Nico presents a rare item, the Magic Breath Pill, capable of concealing magical presence from detection. Harem immediately understands its value. With his aura hidden, even powerful evolved humans in the city will not sense his true nature. He announces he is leaving for City J for personal matters. Nico panics, fearing she disappointed him, but he reassures her before delegating command to Banshida. Their orders are clear. Nico bows obediently as he departs into the forest. The scene opens on a quiet luxury villa where Li Shuer sleeps peacefully on her couch, unaware that Harem has already let himself inside. Instead of waking her, he starts an intense workout right in the middle of her living room, sweat dripping as he pushes through his reps like it is the most normal thing in the world. Heavy breathing eventually stirs her awake. She slowly opens her eyes, turns her head, and freezes at the sight of him exercising shirtless on her floor. Completely calm, he glances over and casually asks if he woke her. Li Shuer bolts upright, face burning red as she demands to know when he arrived, how he knows her address, and why she could not sense his presence at all. Harem stands confidently and reminds her that she pledged loyalty to him, so it should not be strange that he can track his own subordinate. When he asks if he really needs permission to check in on her, she can only stammer out a flustered agreement. Right then, a system notification appears confirming that Li Shuer's affection level has risen to 63%. Harem's expression shifts from playful to serious as he reveals he did not come just to train. He looks at her steadily and tells her he needs her assistance with something important, signaling that this visit has a far bigger purpose. Harem gets straight to the point and explains the mission to Li Shuer. He needs her to gather information on Chen Zizhen, a steel tier awakened from the Elite Center. Specifically, he wants details about all of Chen Zizhen's upcoming missions. Li Shuer quickly regains her composure and smirks confidently. As a squad leader in the Red City group, she assures him that obtaining this information will be easy. With her connections, it is only a matter of time. But Harem is not done yet. Stroking his chin thoughtfully, he tells her there is one more thing he is curious about. When she gives him permission to ask, he reveals a sly smile and brings up last night. He mentions that she was hugging his coat in her sleep and even murmuring his name. Then he calmly asks what exactly she was dreaming about.
Li Shuer instantly turns bright red.
Her thoughts scatter as she struggles to form a sentence, completely flustered and unable to respond properly. The scene briefly reveals her dream. It shows an intense and intimate training scenario between the two of them, filled with tension and closeness that explains her extreme reaction. It is no surprise her affection level rose the moment she saw him. Before Harem can press her further, her alarm clock suddenly rings at 8:30 in the morning. The loud sound snaps her back to reality. Grabbing the opportunity, she hurriedly escapes, barefoot and panicked, shouting that she is going to be late for work and promising to deliver the information after her shift. She flees the room as quickly as possible. Harem is left standing there, slightly stunned by her dramatic reaction. Watching her rush away, he wonders just how intense that dream must have been. The scene transitions to the underground parking lot of the Red City Group. Li Shuer has arrived at work, but her mind is still stuck on what happened earlier. She cannot stop thinking about how exposed she felt, and the embarrassment refuses to fade. Li Shuer walks through the underground parking lot of her office, still completely shaken by the morning's events. She clutches her chest, her face burning with embarrassment as her thoughts spiral. She wonders how she is supposed to face Harem again and convinces herself he is probably laughing at her. However, her embarrassment is about to become the least of her worries. A voice suddenly calls out to her, addressing her as squad leader Li Shuer and asking for a moment of her time. She turns around and finds two men blocking her path. One is a massive bald man with the aura of a street enforcer. The other wears a sharp red suit and dark sunglasses, carrying himself with calm arrogance. The man in the red suit immediately brings up the unusual mana surge that occurred days earlier on the outskirts of J-City. His younger brother, Yu-1, had been sent to investigate the disturbance. Both he and his partner were killed, and their bodies were later delivered to the headquarters of the Elite Center as a deliberate message. Adjusting his glasses, the man fixes Li Shuer with a piercing stare. A system notification identifies him as Yu-Wu, the young master of the Elite Center and a legendary tier awakened. This is not an ordinary opponent. Yu-Wu questions her coldly. If even his golden tier brother could not survive, then how did her team return without a single casualty? The implication is clear. He is accusing her of being involved. Li Shuer stiffens, realizing she is facing direct suspicion from a legendary tier awakened, which makes the situation extremely dangerous. Before Yu-Wu can continue, his bald companion loses patience. Flames erupt around his body as the system identifies him as Wang Meng, a golden tier awakened known as the Fire Bull. He declares that words are useless and suggests forcing the truth out of her. Without waiting for approval, Wang Meng launches himself forward, his entire body engulfed in fire. With lethal intent, he leaps toward Li Shuer and draws back his blazing fist, unleashing an attack he calls Blazing Fist as he descends toward her. Wang Meng comes crashing down with his blazing fist, flames roaring as he aims to overwhelm Li Shuer in a single strike. But she does not need saving. In an instant, a massive wall of solid ice rises in front of her. Fire collides with ice, and the impact echoes through the parking lot. Yet her defense holds firm. She does not even take a step back. As the steam clears, Li Shuer stands calmly, an ice crystal forming and floating above her palm. She carries herself with cold authority, questioning whether this is how the Elite Center usually handles matters by relying on force simply because they have a legendary tier supporter. The air seems to grow colder as her expression darkens. A chilling aura surrounds her, and her glare alone is enough to make the atmosphere tense. She reminds them that they are standing inside the Red City Group's headquarters. If they truly wish to start a fight here, she makes it clear she is fully prepared to respond. Yu-Wu quickly recognizes that escalating the conflict on her territory would be unwise. He steps forward and places a hand on Wang Meng's shoulder, signaling him to stand down. Adopting a calmer tone, he claims his subordinate is merely impulsive. As he speaks about his brother's death, his eyes glow faintly, revealing the depth of his anger. When they recovered the body, there was almost nothing left. Li Shuere remains composed and denies any involvement, stating that her team never encountered the creature in question. She asks whether that answer satisfies him. Yu responds with a faint, unsettling smile and thanks her for her cooperation, though it is clear he remains unconvinced. The confrontation ends without further violence. However, once Li Shuere steps into the elevator alone, her composure finally slips. She exhales heavily, fully aware that the elite center has placed her under scrutiny. Facing golden and legendary tier awakened opponents is no small matter, and she understands that the danger surrounding her is only increasing. Li Shuere stands alone in the elevator, her calm mask completely gone. The story gets crazier next. Subscribe and turn on notifications.